Roger Gracie used to do this so his entire career. Like a nice knee pull, arm across, take the people's back. One of the strong positions you guys can have in the close guard. Okay, so very, very strong. Easy to get there because it's not hard time to, I don't have a hard time to break this grip. And because I have my legs around him, when I pull him across, it's an easy way to start to take his back. Okay? So this is a grip across. It's a very strong grip. It's very difficult to deal. Okay? Against good guys, stand up now. When you guys start to get here, the person will try to reach for your collar. Okay, because now the grip is in the same size, not longer across. Now I have a grip, but the grip is not doing much. Okay? Now it doesn't make much sense to stay with this grip here on the triceps. Okay, I'm gonna grab the leg, on the De La Riva leg, can be the pants, can be the ankle, better depends in my opinion. And I'm gonna break this grip to get there again. Okay? So first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try to place my foot, my heel, close to his arm, and I apply pressure down first. I need to put weight on his arm. I don't try to kick in the air. It's gonna look like this, look. Okay, I put weight down first. And now, to don't overextend myself, if I just kick with my leg, it's gonna look like this, look. Don't need to drag it, okay? If I extend here, let's say, I kinda like I wanna break this grip, I wanna explode and break. If I just use my leg, it's gonna look like this. I extend here away, and look, my leg's overextending. If you mark it now, use the momentum to drag my leg, I get past. That's not good, okay? So, we should never extend yourself when you're in bottom position, right? Or on top, it doesn't matter. When I go here, I put weight down, and I want to break the grip with my hips. Look, hips go forward. Look how my hips engage, and now I break it with my entire body. Okay? As soon as I get here, across the arm, and I have the 2-on-1 back. Okay? That's the first one. Second one, Mark is going to get there again. But now this time, he's doing a good job and maintain his elbow, apply pressure down on my leg. Now when I try to use my leg, it's not there. Especially if you're not flexible, you guys are gonna have a hard time here. Okay? What I do, I bring my knee to his biceps, and I pinch my legs together, like this. Okay? But I look how I'm sideways to my hook bill work against him. Okay? Now I use my hips again to break. As I break, I cross. And now I have the 2-on-1. Now Mark is gonna try to posture up, all the way up. I'm gonna follow him. He wanna go up. I don't wanna just keep holding him down. If I be able to keep him here, great. When he starts to go up, I feel I lose him, I go with him. I use his momentum in my favor, okay? And now I can start to pull him back, and you do the same game as before. Play a little bit with your partner here. Okay, try to manipulate your partner's weight. Does that make sense? Okay? When you see that the person is posturing up, standing just holding down, go with the person. Go with the person. If you feel the person shelf her leg too much, and you feel like you're stuck here, create movement first. Create movement. Okay? Standing, just try to go up, create movement. Create movement, and then go up. And now I have good control. All right? So one more time. You start on the floor now. You're going to have the grip across. Mark is going to grab my collar. I grab the De La Riva. Okay? Now I'm still holding the sleeve, but I have a pants grip. I put the weight down first with a shallow lasso. I rise my hips up and I break with my entire body. Boom. As soon as I get here, my leg cross. His arm cross, and I get a 2-on-1 back. Okay? I control for a little bit, Mark, you get the grip again. And I want you guys to do this like active. Okay? I'm explaining right now, but try to do this active. Okay? Now I place my knee on his biceps. Bone is together as if I can. Hips up. Break with the hips. Now I cross again. And I come back to the 2-on-1. Mark try to posture all the way up. I go with him. And now I manipulate his weight. Try to maintain the way the arm always across. Okay? You guys get it? One more time, you guys get it? Yeah.
Will you switch, or is it preference if you want to go sleeve or pants?
Very good question, Dre. If I'm looking for a single leg, like a regular single leg, I believe this is you have a more leverage to cross the arm. To sit up. If you're looking for a single leg X, pants. Because then you can manipulate the leg. If you're looking for like a regular single leg, use your legs to control the person's lower body, and use your upper body to control the person's upper body. And then you're gonna build in it's a single leg, but it's a little bit different. I believe a little bit easier than the regular single leg situation. Make sense? Okay. One question that I'm having a lot on this series is when a person has good shelf here, and you cannot do much, guys. Well, you're not going to work with this now, like maybe later on in the series. But one thing that I like to do that I have done this million times in my career. If you guys watch videos I'm fighting back in the time, you guys are probably going to see this. When I have the arm across, I grab the pants or the ankle and I rise my hips up and I go deep de la riva. Because it shelf my leg. If I cannot come up because it's shelf and it stay up and tall, I use this, look, as a leverage. And now I have a de la riva X, I can play with this. And now I can come up with a single, make it easier, okay? So just keep that in mind, okay? Let's give it a try. Bye, 1, 2. So you're gonna build in a single leg situation a little bit different than you guys are used to do it. So you guys know I'm a big fan of Taina. I study him a lot. Has been years that I have been studying him. So he taught a seminar in AUJ and they post the entire seminar online, and I have been studying this seminar over and over to teach you guys based on that. And he showed this single leg. I have been using training and it's extremely good, way easier than regular single leg, and I want to share with you guys, okay? Let's try to pay attention here. So when you come up in the single leg from guard position, the struggling that you have here, when you get here in the single leg, the person always drive the way back towards us, and you always is struggling in this position to get underneath the person, and they're building, heisting up and building high, okay? So you always have that problem against good guys here, okay? So maybe if the person is not very skilled, maybe you get here, you push, and you come up, then become easy. But against good guys, it's never easy like this, okay? And that's why a lot of people don't like to wrestling up from bottom position, because they're struggling every time they go, and they stop doing, okay? With the cross grip that I have here, so I have this cross grip. Like I said, I'm gonna say again, I saw a lot of people struggling. When Marcus shelf my leg, and it's go higher, like this, and I have the grip here, if I try to just sit up, it's gonna be pretty much impossible. I have to create movement. I create movement with him, and then when I can, I sit up, okay? Now, as I build myself up in this position, the leg that I have to maintain on him is my right leg, because that's the leg that manages distance, okay? If I drop my right leg, Mark put away on me, and now he can put my back on the floor, okay? Even with the cross grip. Of course, a little bit harder to him keep top position with the cross grip. That's why this cross grip is very effective. But anyway, I have to manage distance, okay? A lot of people, you have a hard time to maintain the de la riva. You guys always can use your calf down here and control the person's leg, okay? So now, when I start to cross his arm, and that's the main detail of the position, I'm gonna create a scissor motion with my legs to try to bring Mark's knee down on the floor. You look how his hands go down as well, okay? In the moment that I get here, I sit up, and of course I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna get here, and I'm gonna scissor, bringing him all the way down. What happened now, when I go to this, when I start to go to his waist, and I start to go to this dog fight position here, he doesn't have a wizard on me. Okay, most of the time when you're here, the person has a wizard in you, and this is struggling here, right? It's always a battle here to don't let the person win this battle here, okay? The other few things that happen in single leg, you guys be aware of. So let's say, when Marky has regular single leg, especially if I have a holding on his leg, if I start to step my leg out here, like this, I can always pass his guard. Okay? So if I manage to step my leg out, I can always pass his guard. Okay? When Marcus starts to building high, even if he's high, if I drag him down, all the way down, I might keep him on the floor. Okay? But in this situation that you're not fighting against the leg, so when you get here, and you lock, and you see how I create kind of like a scissor motion? Most of the time against good guys, look how I keep my hands pushing down towards the floor, my knuckles are working against his hand. When the person is smart, they know the back's exposed, they're gonna try to facing you. When they're facing you, look how he's going on his knee. All the way is on the back leg. Now there's no struggle at all to come up. It's super light, okay? Because I have this control here, I'm gonna maintain the control of the sleeve, I'm gonna grab my own wrist, and because I have a control about entire his right side here, become very easy to run the pipe and put him down, okay? With effortless single leg. It's not struggling at all, okay? You guys give it a try. You guys can incorporate whatever you feel like in the drills, active, okay? And then you guys gonna try to build in that position. Right, play with me, Mark. Here. If he stay, I come up on my knees, and now I have his back exposed. In the sport that you guys do, to competitors, or if you want to understand the rules, you're not compete, but you like to understand the rules, when you switch bottom to top position and you get here, if the person has knees on the floor, you will score 2 points. You already have a sweep point, and the back is exposed. And now you can start to think about taking his back, right? So better to be struggling on bottom, try to coming up, okay? Or I get here. So look at how in the moment that I scissor, look how his hands go to the floor. Boom. The hands is on the floor. I keep the weight there. He tried to face me. Boom. Easy single. Okay, now I put him down. Easily with the run the pipe. Okay? So big details here. When you have this 2-on-1, probably the person you try to pass her up, you either go with the movement in first place. If you can, create movement, until you guys sit up. When you sit up, it's time to cross the leg, maintain the distance, and now I scissor, look. Okay? Mark stay, I can come up on my knees. Mark face me, I can go to the single. Okay? I want you guys give it a try. So, in that situation, it's way less struggling than try to just come up here and face your partner. Okay? Does that make sense? You guys get it? And even when Mark holding my leg, if I scissor strong, this grip is not enough to hold him because his hands has to go to the floor. Look. He has to pose the hands if I go strong. Okay? You guys can get here and then come up your knees, or you guys can come up in your knees in one motion. Like this. Okay? So play, so go back and forth. Play with that like active, okay? That's the last thing you're gonna do today. Then you initiate sparring, situation sparring, okay? 1, 2. Let's go, give it a try.